Hi, today I'm going to talk about whether a career in finance is good for you or not. Well, many people have written about it on the internet, but these answers are very stereotypical. Uh, that you need to be really smart, really street smart, you need to have good communication skill, you need to be a social person, right? You should be willing to socialize a lot. Only then a career in finance is good for you. If you're an introvert, if you're a technical person, then career in finance is not good for you. That's not a correct answer in my view. Yes, social skills, communication skills, having a business background, an MBA background, does help in many areas of finance. But there are different career options in finance, right? You can be an investment banker, wealth manager, risk manager, quant, tech guy. You can work in compliance, audit. So there are, many career options. So to stereotype, it's not a good thing, right? So you may like one area of finance and may not like the other areas, right? So just go for the one that you like the most, and right. So there is no one size fit all rule type answer to this question. It depends actually what you want to do in finance, right? Personality does matter, by the way, right? In certain areas of finance you need to be a really street smart guy, you need to be really good at communication and so on and so forth, but does not mean that all areas of finance will require you to have these skills or not. Having these skills actually does help, no question about it. But if you are a technical guy, right, you are more mathematical, you're technical, there are many career options as well, right? Or you have mix of both skills, right? You are above average in social skills and you are above average in technical skills. There are many areas also. For example, in risk management and in compliance and audit, you will be required to talk to a lot of front office people. So you need to have good social skills, communication skills, but you also need to understand numbers and technology and regulations. You need to read a lot of things. So for that you need to be more of a technical person or a content person, content person, right? Subject matter expert, right? So if you have both skills, then that's really good for you, those career options, right? um, a few things important to know whether you have whether a career in finance is good for you or not. One thing is that you must have some interest in finance, right? If you have no interest in finance, then a career in finance is not at all good for you. So never come into this field just because people say, oh, you can make a lot of money. That is true to some extent, but you can make money in other areas also. If you have interest in other areas, you can make a lot of money there also. You can excel there. Only if you excel in certain field, then you will make good money. Otherwise you will never get good money, right? And you cannot just keep on experimenting with career forever. Like first 10-15 years of your career, yes, you can experiment, but not after that. It's more difficult doing a lot of experimenting after you turn 35-40, right? Other things in life then matter more in that period of life, right? So important thing is to know whether you have interest, right? That's first thing. The second thing is that you should have some knowledge of finance. If you have no knowledge of finance, that means you do not know anything about finance. You have never studied it, you have never done any courses, you have never talked to people who have who are in the field of finance, and you have no idea actually what exactly people do in different finance roles. That's not a career for you then, right? It's important that first you learn some of things. You may not have a background as an educational background, you may not have studied commerce or business or economics or accounting or quantitative finance in your university, but if you have done some courses, you have learned certain things, and that's one of the best way to know whether you like it or not, right? Instead of just going for a job and struggling there and then learning whether it's good or not, It's better to do some courses, better to learn from books, learn some videos. There are many courses out there also on Coursera, on Udemy, on various places. Just do some courses to know whether you like this field or not, right? um, it's important to know that what career options are there in the field of finance. For example, there are career options in tech, there are career options in quantitative modeling, in risk management, compliance, and so on and so forth. So you need to explore the job profile of all these areas and then decide which career option in finance is good for you. One may be better than the other for you, right? Depending on your interest, your personality, and what you like, you need to choose, right? You may be extremely good as a quant, but may be terrible as an investment banker, right? So you need to assess whether your personality, your skills are good for a quant profile, and less good for a sales profile, or a risk management sort of a profile, or audit profile, right? It's important to assess that, right? There are many misconception about career in finance. For example, people say you need to have MBA finance in order to work in finance. In fact, most people I work with do not have MBA in finance. In fact, most people I work with do not have any qualification in finance. They have qualifications in science, engineering, law, audit, you name it, right? Academic areas which are not very related to finance or banking, and yet they are quite successful. Most people I worked with are very quite successful in their in their field, and have done very well in their life. Right? I'm talking about people who have experienced more than 15 to 20 years actually, right? In fact, it has changed a bit. More recently, a lot of people who are starting to work in finance are actually from non-finance background. I don't know if there is a correlation or not. It's probably also because people want to do engineering and computer science nowadays more than ever before, although that's not true in Europe. Actually, in Europe, economics, finance degrees are more popular than science and engineering degrees here. But that's the thing, right? So you need not have a qualification in finance in order to work in finance. So that's important to know. And in order for you to assess whether it's a career for you or not, you need to do some courses, talk to people, do internship. If you are already working in some companies and you want to make a move to field of finance, then talk to people, talk to professionals like me or like other people in your network, on LinkedIn, through your friends and family, some alumni network you have from your universities. Yeah, talk to people and get a sense of what it feels like working in the field of finance, and then you can make an assessment. Doing courses is a very good way of assessing, because I know people who are really who are really showing interest in the field of finance, but after doing some courses they got less interested because they felt like, oh, this is not for us, right? So that's important. And another important thing to know is that choosing the right career path in finance is important, right? A lot of people who reach out to me, they want to be traders, right? The excessive number of people who just want to do trading, right? And I can imagine these are young people still in universities, all they want to do is trading, right? Somebody is going to give them $100 million to do trading, and they can make a living out of it, right? That's not for everybody, right? The trading is a very good career, no doubt about it, but it's not the only career option in finance. There are other career options in finance, and you may do terribly as a trader and then get fired, and then you get burnt out after a few years. After working very hard for a few years, you get burnt out also, and you may not have any other career options after a few years. But there are also loopholes in such careers. So explore other career options within finance also, right? You could go for higher studies in finance, like doing an MBA or a PhD or a master's degree in economics or finance, and then explore other career options beside the more popular career options in finance. Like either I want to be an investment banker or a trader, like nothing else. I don't want to do tech in finance. For a tech guy, and if you do well in tech, you can make paying like lot of money, especially the US banks are paying, over 300,000 dollar, in some cases even $500,000 to people who are good in tech. And it's a very good career option, right? You don't have to just be a trader or an investment banker, to make money in finance, right? If you are a more mathematical guy, right, you have interest in mathematics, you have some interest in coding and financial markets, then you can be quant, and then you can make a very good career there, in the field of finance, right? If you have more interest in the sales side of finance, right, and you may not be as that great in tech or in mathematical modeling, then try to find a sales job in finance, right? If you have mix of both skills, right, you are good in socializing, you have interest in finance, you understand technology, you understand models, but you are not great in all of things, you have average skill in a lot of these things, right? Technical skill, but also in business skills, then you can become a risk manager, right? Or an audit person, right? Because as an audit guy or as a compliance or risk guy, you'll still be talking to a lot of people from front office to sometimes even to customers and regulators. But at the same time, you need to have good content knowledge also. You need to be good with regulations. You need to be good understanding of technologies and models and a lot of things, right? So if I have both skills, then a career in risk management, career in audit, career in compliance is going to be more suitable for you, right? So it's a techno-functional sort of a career, right? If you're a tech guy, but you have already worked for a long time in tech, and you don't want to do hands-on coding now, you can be a business analyst, right? Your skills will be invaluable actually, if you work as a business analyst in the tech side of things, right? You can be a product manager, a project manager, you can be a hiring manager even, right? Right. So it's important to assess your skills and don't just believe in those stereotypical answers, right? Having said that, there are some of the things which are quite important. As I said, having interest, some knowledge of areas of finance. Also, in the field of finance, unlike in other career options, it's important to hone some communication skills, social skills, because I think it's in all career options nowadays, right? No matter which career you go into, I think no matter what you do there, it's good to be able to talk, to work in team, and not being someone who just work in silo, right? That's not going to help, right? So it's important to know that, right? And other things being, I think it's very, very important to network in the field of finance compared to that in other fields, because finance jobs are advertised within the network. A lot of the lucrative finance jobs are advertised within the network. So it's good to network, have a good LinkedIn profile, and talk to people around you. You can attend the conferences. There are all the times conferences in banking and finance. Attend some of those. There are online conferences also. You can easily attend those conferences. Talk to people. Talk about your ambition, and you will find many opportunities actually to explore, right? So that's what I wanted to share with you. I think it's good to find a mentor, talk to people, to know or to assess whether a career in finance is good for you. That's better. And talking to a few people is important, right? Not just one, right? Right. Instead of just going through some of these stereotypical answers on Quora or on some of these blogs, where people say, you need to have, people have this perception that you need to be more like a screaming broker in Wall Street. The career finance is only in the Wall Street, nowhere else. That's completely untrue, right? You can be a retail banker. A retail banker doesn't have to go to Wall Street to work there, right? Some people think that the career in finance is just about working in Goldman Sachs. That's plain rubbish. Goldman Sachs is, no doubt, is a big brand in the world of finance, but it's not like they are the only big company in the field of finance. There are many other companies, right? If you cannot make it to Goldman Sachs, you can work in many other amazing companies. There are many small companies which are also quite amazing, right? So exploring is very important. Talking to people in that area is very important. And do not worry if you think that some part, some aspects of your personality are not good enough for a career in finance. Nobody is perfect. So every person I have met in my life, in my career life, I've seen, regardless of the personality, they have done well. If they have liked the work, they have done well. So it's not like only if you are a super duper extrovert and socializing guy, then a career in finance is good for you. That's a stereotype. I don't believe in that. In fact, a lot of the highly senior people, very senior people at a C-suite level, executive level, I've met. They are very cool and calm persons, right? They listen to people more than they talk. So yeah, so that's important to know, right? Okay, these are things I want to share with you. If you have questions, do not hesitate to ask me in the comment section. As always, thanks for watching. See you in another video, guys. And happy new year in advance. If I don't make another video before the new year, happy new year, guys, and have good time. Wish you all the best for next year. Thanks.